Yep, need to work some more on the lower portion of that. The other trick to this is, as this file's tilted in this manner, you can actually widen the front of this gap just by laying the file a little bit flatter, but I caution you on that, because if you start laying that file flat, 1 or 2 strokes and your slot's going to wind up being too big. This is just one of those situations where to get it right, you've got to file and fit and file and fit. Okay, and if you look closely at this, what you'll see is you can look kind of inside there and you can see a little bit of shelf in there. That shelf's there for a reason. That's because that's about all that I have to get down is that 1/8 inch shelf in order to press fit it on the blade. And I actually like this open area in the rear because when I do glue all this together, and speaking of glue, I use Acra glass on it. The Acra glass is going to fill all this void, plus it's going to seal everything. I don't solder guards on, I press fit them on. Again, not necessarily the right way, not the only way, but it's the Ed Caffrey way. So anyway, let's try a fit again. Getting a little closer, a little closer. Still seems to be quite a bit narrow at the bottom. So we'll work on the bottom some more. The reason I have this fluorescent light here, and this is actually a fluorescent lighted bulb, it's because the light goes through the guard and it allows me to see where the file's cutting as I'm going down into this. Another test fit. Getting a little closer. Notice we're moving up a little bit more on it. We started way here, we're up to here now. So let's file some more. Just a matter of fit, file, fit, file. This time I'll leave it in the vise and so it. Yep, still some more. So I'm going to flip this around, work on the other side a little bit. From your perspective, this is probably pretty boring, but if you're interested in this, this will tell you the way to get a real super tight fit on your guards. And again, notice I'm keeping that file at an angle. I'm not laying it flat. It'll work. And we'll test fit again. Getting closer and closer. Okay, can you see that? On the back of this right here, that the tang is just shy of hitting the back of the guard. A lot of times when you're building these shoulders and these blades with the guard that'll tilt a little bit, you've got to take into consideration that you may have to open this hole slightly on the back side. I'll hold that up and show it to you. This portion I'm talking about is right there. See, as you bring that guard into where it'll be into place, that tang may or may not hit the bottom of that. So what you may be forced to do is remove a little more material in this hole. Okay, let's do some more filing. test fit. Ooh, we're getting real close. And that thing may or may not wind up hitting the base of that guard, but just in case, what I'm going to do is see how wide the opening on the rear is versus how small it is on the front. So essentially what I've done is I've made that hole taper in this direction. So really the only thing that's going to contact the blade slash tang is this front facing edge. And as I drive it on, it'll be tighter and tighter. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a small square file. I'm going to remove a little bit of this material at the bottom of this slot, but I'm going to do it in a tilted manner. So in other words, here's the face of my guard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this bottom tilt this way. That way it'll make clearance for the tang of the knife. This is nothing more than just a typical square file, metal cutting variety. If I'd have to say, I'd guess this is probably a Nicholson because that's about the only files I have in my shop. So what I'm going to do is start here. Putting a little side pressure on, and all I'm going to do is work it over one way, come back pulling the file with my thumb now. And all I'm doing is creating clearance for that tang. Okay, so essentially here's what we've done. You can see down in the bottom of this, all I've done is created a tilt in this direction so that the tang will clear. Now when I put the tang through, I've got the clearance that I need. Now we got just a little bit more filing to do, as you can see on the front. We're within, maybe 3/4 of an inch or so. And what we'll do is I'll work it just a little bit more. I've got a little bit right here I'd like to take off, and then I'll show you how I press fit it on. Look again. Look up into the light. Give me just a second here, this way. And it's good and even. So I think it's just about time to press it on. So what we've got now is essentially, that's how I file and fit a guard. Our next sequence, I'll show you how I put it on.